People from outside of Texas, I feel like, often imagine that the state is a desert filled with tumbleweeds and cattle farms. While that does exist in parts of Texas, Austin offers an entirely different scene. The west side of town features a lush green landscape with stunning panoramic views of the river, downtown, and oftentimes the hill country. One of the neighborhoods that perfectly combines greenery, proximity to the city, top-rated schools, and endless activities is Northwest Austin. In the 4 years that I've had my channel, I have not done a full feature video about Northwest Austin. I've done other videos where we've talked about different sections of it because there's a lot of really cool touristy and scenic things to see. However, this is the first feature video that I am doing about Northwest Austin. I'm excited to share everything about Northwest Austin and why it's such a popular and wonderful place to live. Hey guys, I'm Daphne Quay, your boss lady realtor here in Austin, Texas. And if you're thinking about buying or selling a home in Austin, contact me. My contact information is in the description below. You can even set up a direct one-on-call video call with me. Just follow the link in the description below. Also, if you're watching my videos from anywhere else in the US and you're thinking about buying or selling a home where you currently are, let me know. I can also help you. I have realtor partners everywhere that are ready to help. So the first thing I want to cover in this video is the location of Northwest Austin. So if we're looking over here in the map, I'm going to zoom in. And I think technically, like true Northwest Austin is considered the Great Hills neighborhood, which is right here. But I know a lot of my clients that live in these areas or that are shopping for homes in these areas, a lot of times will kind of consider the Northwest side anything that is west of 183. South of Highway 45, but still north of 360, including kind of parts of 360 a little bit. There's several neighborhoods in this pocket that make up the whole of Northwest Austin. There's Anderson Mill, there's Canyon Creek, there is Jester Estates, Great Hills proper, Cat Mountain. I think that's it. Well, part of River Place. Yeah, so those are the bulk of it, and that alone is already a pretty big landmass. Northwest Austin has always been a very desirable part of town to live in. It's always been very established, unlike South Austin, which used to be really grungy and it was kind of known for being like a hippie neighborhood and very like up and coming. Northwest Austin has always been desirable because it is so scenic. It's also really close to a lot of things to do, and it's known for its highly rated schools. So in talking about things to do, we're going to unpack that right now, and I'm going to tell you a lot of information and a lot of places to go visit while in Northwest Austin. If you're familiar with Austin, especially the north side, I think one of the places that gets a ton of attention right now is the Domain, because there is so much going on there and it caters to so many different people from so many different walks of life. However, before the Domain existed and before it really took off in like 2015, 2016, the main shopping hub on the north side of town was the Arboretum. The Arboretum is basically an outdoor shopping center, like a strip mall kind of, but it's high end, and it is located just north off of Highway 360 and just west on 183, kind of in that corner where they intersect. Yeah, so in the shopping center, there are a lot of businesses and a lot of things to do. There's that Porsche dealership that opened, I want to say it was 2021 or early 22. There is one of the last standing Barnes & Nobles over there at the Arboretum. I don't actually know if that's true, but I feel like a lot of these bookshops have closed down, so it's really cool that they have a real one there. There's a cheesecake factory that's been there for ages. And then there's just a bunch of other like retail stores and boutique type stores there as well. One of the cool things about the Arboretum proper, and really that area, is that there are so many beautiful, gnarly trees. Those trees are very much what Austin has to offer. I believe they are called live oaks. They just add a ton of character and a lot of texture to the overall feel of the space. It's really cool and it's really unique to that part of town. Another thing that area has to offer, of course, is the Arboretum. Then there's another shopping center called the Gateway Shopping Center. But there's also a crap ton of grocery stores within, I would say, a mile radius. There is Whole Foods, Sprouts, Trader Joe's is there, there's a Sam's Club, and then there's also a Costco. So if you're the type of person that needs to buy one little thing in different stores, this is probably the best location because you can get to all of these places within about a 4-minute drive, if not maybe even less. And then a quick note on the Whole Foods that is over there in the Arboretum. Whole Foods is based out of Austin. I believe their headquarters is downtown on West 6th Street. The Whole Foods that we have in Austin, I feel like are a lot more of an experience than they might be in other parts of the US. Just because they are headquartered out of Austin, they tend to offer a lot more. The Whole Foods that are in the Austin area always offer a salad bar and a buffet with different styles of food. And then inside the actual grocery store, mini restaurant type setups where you can order different types of foods like ramen or pizza or sandwiches. Sometimes they even have sushi. I know the one at the Domain does, and I know the one at the Arboretum has a lot of that stuff too. So it's a great option to have if you are in the northwest part of town. Another thing about that northwest area is that there is a bunch of stuff to do right there, and it's also super, super close to the Domain. There's several neighborhoods in the northwest part of town that are literally 5 to 6 minutes away from the Domain proper. So if you don't want to hang out like in the Arboretum or Gateway area, or in Costco for that matter, you can head right on over to the Domain. Like I mentioned, Northwest Austin is very scenic, and it is known for its greenery and having a lot of like walking trails and parks. Even if you're not directly by a walking trail, there's sidewalks pretty much everywhere or in most neighborhoods. And if there aren't sidewalks, there are still a lot of people that are out and about walking. I cannot tell you a single time of the day that I have been to the northwest side where I haven't seen people out. It's just that type of community where it's really good for people to be outside, and it's very comfortable. That area is very easy to move around in, and it's pretty easy to navigate. So even if you are in one of these neighborhoods where you have to drive to go to the grocery store, it's typically not going to be more than maybe 6, maybe 8 minutes, and you can still walk around your actual community pretty calmly without a lot of other activity going on. At the beginning of the video, I had mentioned that this is a very popular area simply because it has highly rated schools. So I've got my greatschools.org pulled up over here, and I just pulled up all the schools that are located in the Northwest Austin area. I use the zip code 78759 because that's the bulk of Northwest Austin. There are a couple other zip codes that are in there as well, but I feel like 78759 is probably the truest representation. So we're just gonna take a look at these kind of at a high level so you can see what there is. So looking at greatschools.org, we can see that Laurel Mountain Elementary is rated 10 out of 10. I have a lot of clients that have wanted to live in this area, particularly for this elementary school, as well as Canyon Creek Elementary, which is the second one on the list here. We have Canyon Creek Elementary, which is also rated 10 out of 10. And if you look in this northwest pocket, generally speaking, all these schools are rated 7 or above, except one, but the rest of them are rated 7, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 10. As you can see, this is the kind of community where people take their children's education seriously. Parents are very involved, of course, with their kids' schooling and their academic performance. So if education is going to be important for you and for your little ones, Northwest Austin is probably a really good option to look at. I'm going to tell you a bit about the type of neighborhoods that you can find in Northwest Austin, along with the style of home that you can expect to find. So in doing this home search, I went into my map and I drew kind of a blob for the area in Northwest Austin that I think is most relevant for this video. And there were a ton of homes that came up, but there were 3 that stood out that were a really good representation of what you can actually find in Northwest Austin, along with the condition and overall price. Okay, so as we can see, this first home on Delmonico, is that how you say it? I feel like in Italian it would be like Delmonico. If you're Italian and you know anything about this name, leave a comment. Okay, so let's look at some information here really quick. This home has 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. It's just over 3,100 square feet, and they are asking $1.175. This is about right as far as the size range and the price range goes for this area. One of the things that caught my attention for this particular home is the fact that it sits on such a large lot, and it backs up to no neighbors, and essentially it backs up to a sloping forest. I wouldn't say it's quite the canyon, but you get a killer view. And this is largely the reason why so many people move to Northwest Austin. Now, we are looking at the photos, and I know somebody's gonna be like, the house is super outdated, it's ugly. Like, and the truth is, yeah, this home needs some updating, but Northwest Austin is one of the pricier neighborhoods in Austin. You have excellent location, scenic views everywhere, and top-rated schools. Let's take a look at the next home. This home is located on Wild Ridge, and I think in Italian, I'm just kidding, that's in English. Okay, so let's look at this home kind of on a high level, 2,400 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. This was built in 1972, and they are asking just under $900. This home also backs up to green space, and it has a lot of privacy, It's smaller. A lot of these homes that were built in the 1970s or 1980s, I think just kind of tend to be a little bit more compact. That's how floor plans were back then. Yeah, the argument could be made that it needs a little bit of updating, but this looks completely habitable and ready to go otherwise. The last home that we'll include on this short little list is on Valburn Court, and I wanted to include this to show the range of quality and style that you can find in the northwest side. So let's take a look here. This home is 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 2,700 square feet. They are asking 1.195. We'll call it 1.2 million for our purposes. And let's take a look at the photos. This exterior is a very typical Texas limestone facade that people love here. It's this or brick. This or brick most of the time, sometimes hardy plank as well. They've got some renderings here of what you could potentially do with a backyard, which I think are kind of neither here nor there. But this particular space has a lot of potential, and this yard, holy smokes, it goes way, way back, deep into that forest, deep into that canyon, and that is very like on brand for the northwest side. It's gotta be like an acre of just like rectangle. Yeah, let's take a look at the backyard here. It's got that awesome patio deck thing overlooking the canyon, which is crazy. Oh my gosh. If you feel like you would party in this backyard, please leave a comment, and I want to hear how you would set your party up. If you would do like a pool party, like you'd obviously have to install a pool, or if you would do a barbecue, or how would you do that? I'm curious to see how you guys would handle this piece of property. And as we go through, you can see that the kitchen is a little bit outdated, but once again, very workable, very livable, and it's in a great location. I personally really like this street because there are so many homes that back up to just endless green space, and they offer so much privacy and such an exclusive feel. I'm a fan. Are you a fan of Northwest Austin so far? Let me know in the comments. So you guys, that's the information that I've got about Northwest Austin today, kind of on a high level. I would be more than happy to dive in a bit more and offer some more information and some more insight and maybe in more detail in this particular neighborhoods. I did a video a couple years ago about the Camp Mountain neighborhood. I would love to do a video about Jester and Jester Estates or the Anderson Mill neighborhood. If that would be helpful for you, please leave a comment. I love interacting with you guys, and I want to hear what you're thinking and what would be most helpful. So that is all that I have today. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm Daphne Quay, your Boss Lady Realtor. Till next time.